palm up and just let the energy wash over you and through you.
Guys, welcome in to the demo drop. How are you doing? Hi, Richie. Hi, everyone. Okay. Moggy, thank you very much for 25 months, mate. 25 months. That's like 2 years and a bit. Mm-hmm. Two years. Who else do I need to say thank you to? I'm sure someone else has resubscribed on Twitch as well, but it's not come up my end. But I did see it. Hello, Mark Owen ID. I'm going to get it right one day, Mark. Ionides. There you go. Boom. Did I get it right? Hi, Sean Williams. Or just Mark. Just remember D's. Ionides. Got it. Yes. Yeah, sorry I'm late. I did tell everyone I was going to start at 4. I had a car emergency, which is fine now. So, yeah. Shout out to Springwell Garage in Doncaster for getting me in for an MOT. My MOT was overdue. And I didn't realise, and it could have been bad, but it wasn't because I fixed it now. But I didn't have any reminders set, and like, I can't adult. I don't know if you know this about me, but I find it really hard to work in the real world. So I have to have multiple reminders for everything. I mean everything. Yeah, my guardian angels, higher power, whatever you want to call it, was looking out for me today, and I realised, and I got the MOT done in time. So I'm just really, really grateful for that. So yeah, because it would have been terrible. You mustn't go around driving around without an MOT. Nuh-uh. And it passed. Yay. Yay. So it only cost 40 quid. I'm so relieved. You know what it's like when you're waiting for your car to be thingy-me-bobbed. Yeah, I've got the other stuff. I've got the tax and insurance. What? What's that? Yeah, well, thank you, Kat. Exactly. Sometimes you don't realise, but it's no excuse. Like, if you get caught, it's not gonna bode well. So yeah, I'm just grateful that I found out before it would have been a problem. Yeah, I don't want that happening. So yeah, but yeah, welcome everybody to the demo drop. We are trialing it out today on Facebook as well as Twitch. I'm going to be concentrating more on the Twitch chat, but I do have both open. So by all means, if you are over on Twitch right now, on Facebook right now, please get yourselves a Twitch account and come on over to there as well. But yeah, as you've probably seen, I've been doing a few live streams the last few days on Facebook and Twitch. I will be doing that 1 week a month, and then the rest of the time it's just going to be solely Twitch. So if you are enjoying the content, make sure you come over to Twitch. And part of the content that I do over there is this show, and this show is called The Demo Drop. And this is all about helping artists to be seen, heard, get their tracks listened to. It's a think tank for like-minded artists and music producers to send in their work. And we'll have a little old listen to it, give advice. One thing I'm really strict with, is we have no shitty comments happening on the show at all. If you wanna chime in, please do, especially if you're a music enthusiast. But the minute I see any comments like, oh fucking shit, I fucking like that, fucking not fucking fidget house, fucking. You think I'm joking? I'm not. It does happen sometimes. You will be blocked. You'll be banned straight away. So I just need to let you know. Like, I just can't be bothered with that. Not today. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you, Steve. I was doing an impression, but for those of you that know me, probably think that's quite normal. So yeah, welcome to the demo drop. If you do want to send in a track for a future show, please send it to amberdpromo@gmail.com. It's really important, head the email demo drop, because otherwise I won't know if you're just sending me a normal promo or if you want it to be on the show. So include or don't include, just put demo drop as the title of the email. Please don't send me WeTransfer links, anything that expires, because it can take me up to 3 weeks to get through all of the tracks. We get sent so many. And only send one track as well. Don't be sending like 5 or like 20. Unless you are a record label and you're just sending me promos, from that's different. But if it's for the show, like, if you do send me more than one, I'm just going to listen to the first one and like take it from there. So what software do I use in terms of music production? I use FL Studio and Ableton. I used to I have used Cubase, but this is going back like 16 to 18 years ago when I did a BTEC National Diploma in Music Technology. Reason, and we used to do a thing called Rewire. So we used to rewire like the Reason NN19 sampler to Cubase. So yeah, like that was a thing. And this was before we had like audio pools, and you had to program in your CC notes and like your MIDI notes, and yeah. Yes, the day before plugins. In fact, me and Guy for my other half, I've looked through some of his old FL Studio projects from years ago, and he showed me Serious Sound, for example. And the first time I opened up the project, I just couldn't believe how simple it was. It was all done like using 3x oscillator and samples. You know, there wasn't any soft synths, as they were called back then, or anything. So yeah, it was a different world. And before that, there were things called trackers. I've never used a tracker, but like I've seen people use it, and I'm like, what? What are you? What? Because it's bleh instead of bleh. It's like bleh. But again, it's probably what you're used to. So to answer your question, Kat, yeah, it's for me, it's FL Studio and Ableton. If anyone asks me, usually what I get asked is, what's the easiest DAW to start using? What's the best DAW? What's the easiest? That's subjective. It really is. I would always say try a few and see what sticks. There's also other ones like Studio One, Reaper. There's quite a lot of them. GarageBand, even, like, to a degree. I mean, I've not used GarageBand since I've had a Mac, so it's probably a good 8 years ago. But you probably grow out of a bit. Say, like, if you started using GarageBand in the beginning, you'd probably be more likely to get into something like Logic or Pro Tools, just because of the journey that you've made to that point. So when it comes to what is the easiest or what is the best, it's very subjective. It depends what operating system you're using. Are you Mac? Are you PC? How do you learn? How do you what type of music are you making? FL Studio is very pattern based, so it has a sequencer on there, like a pattern mode, which is really, really good for repetitive music, like hard house, trance to a degree. But if you're more like ambient, you might like something like Pro Tools or maybe Ableton to a degree. I don't know. But anyway, it's literally just what you're used to. So give a few of them a go. But I would recommend Ableton as a good starting point, because it's so good for workflow. There's loads of things that Ableton does that makes everything so much easier. But because I'm so used to using FL Studio, I can just go bum 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 bum. I have to really think about it in Ableton. So, but I really rate it. I think it's great. So yeah, welcome into the demo drop, everyone. Make sure you give it a share. Excuse me. Hello, Joseph. Hello, everyone. So today we have got Danny Gilligan, Sean Williams, Bosky, Tom Berry, DJ Campbell, Belasco, John Carr, HyperX, Kid Dynamo, Twiddle, Quentin Newman, Adam Taylor, Lee McNeil, Mark Allen. Not necessarily in that order, but they're all there. What are you on about, Eric? Amber D equals Amber Day. Amber Day? Amber Day! Amber Day! Is that what you think my surname is? Amber Day. Okay, that's cool. We'll roll with that. Amber Day! Ba-day, ba-day, ba-ba-ba, Amber Day. Oh, and I didn't put D-Day Records and Amber D together. Oh, is that why? Oh, right. Yeah, I one of my record labels is called D-Day Recordings. So it sounds like a Brummie saying it. I am a Brummie. I am. Yep. That's probably why. Stop it, Richie. So yeah, welcome in everybody. Hello, Kid Dynamo. Okay, so we're going to start off today. First track we're going to be listening to is Danny Gilligan, and this is Scarface.
alive with this world as my boss and my word. I don't break them for no. You understand? Say good night to the bad guy.
Wow. Oh, how good. How good is that? Danny, take a bow. Yeah, Danny sent me this a few days ago. So my thing. Like, it's chuggy. It's got pace. It's just, that kick is punching through. Like, everything just sounds like it's very difficult with techno. Or it's very easy to start getting things sounding muddy by like adding loops on loops and loops. It can sound cool, like when you're flicking through loads of different loops and stuff, but very, very quickly stuff will begin to like just get muddy and mushy. But you can tell a lot of time and attention has been put into this track. It was eerie. Like these kind of pitch down strings here. And that's like the thing with techno, this kind of techno, is a lot of it's based around the Phrygian scale. The Phrygian scale has got this kind of like ominous suspense to it. Like this feeling of something's going to happen in a minute.
You wanna play rough? Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's got the Scarface vocal in there as well, which just adds to the energy. And yeah, and another noticeable thing about a lot of this style of techno is it stays on the root note. So there's no there's no moving around. It's all on that root note. In fact, the bass is probably coming from the toms or the kick reverb, and the key is kind of being provided by those stabs, and then the toms probably are tuned to to be in that key, but the reason behind that is because it keeps its energy. If you start like moving and having like a bass progression, it kind of loses that monotonous or constant, not monotonous is probably the wrong word, that relentless forward motion, which is so cool. So cool. Yeah, isn't it, Kid Dynamo? It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. It's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, thank you, Danny. Thank you for sending it in. Perpetual. Yes. Thank you, Jamie Lee. Thank you. Okay, next up we have got Sean Williams. Elevate. Here we go. Okay, so there we go. That's Elevate by Sean Williams. I have left his SoundCloud in the chat. Go and give him a follow, please, on SoundCloud. So we've had something from Sean on before. Like, this is another great tune. Very much that uplifting, banging trance kind of style. Very Dave Parkinson-esque. I think, like, I love this track. I do love this track. I think it was playing safe a bit. I think it was like when you get to this level of like production standard, like maybe not playing it safe would be like maybe a bit more embellishment on like a counter melody for those for the leads and the piano. Possibly introduce some vocals. Didn't have to be like a full like verse chorus thing, but you know, the A-E-I-O-U, that kind of thing in there. However, as it stands, it's obviously ready to be released, and it's an amazing track. It's you just want to make sure that stuff doesn't get overlooked, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of this style out there, and I'm saying this from a DJ's perspective at the moment. When I go through my promos, I'm on a lot of trance promo lists. I have to limit the amount I listen to in one go, because they will start to sound really similar. Not the same, but they will start to sound similar, and it stops me from enjoying it. So that would be the only thing I'd say is, like, next time, like, do something a bit more risky. Do something a bit more. Give us something like. Give us something. I don't know what, but this is just me subjectively talking here. Like, technically and as a producer, this is brilliant. It's brilliant. But you don't want to get bored as a producer. You don't want to, you know, get stuck in doing the same thing time and time again. So like, Bryn's got an album out on Tidy 2. And I play literally every single track on that album. And why I'm bringing that up is because they're all quite different. They've all got something quite unique about them, like in a way that is important. It's probably like more important if you're putting out an album. Guy's the same, like Guy with his album. It's all the same genre, but they're all very, like, they've all got something very significantly authentic and unique about them. And that's important. But as it stands, it's a brilliant track. I love it. Thank you so much, Sean, for sending it in. And I'm sure if it hasn't been signed already, it will do. I know, like, there's my friend Bosky in the chat there was like, Amber, have you got his details to sign to his label? I can see another person that I know has put a comment in the private link that you sent me that they want it for their label. So you're not going to have a problem. You're not going to have a problem getting that signed. I'm sure you know that already. But yeah, again, this is a good thing about what we do here on this show is so many of the viewers, people who send in the music, are record label owners. So many of you have started collabing with each other. You've signed music, you know, as a direct result of listening to this and watching this show, and that's what it's here for. At the end of the day, it's if it needs it, we'll help you with like any technical. Or, you know, if you want any creative tips and feedback, of course, but it's deeper than that. It's definitely about, you know, you guys and connection and being able to have new connections and network with people that you wouldn't necessarily have known about. So that's why I'm proud of this show. I think it's great for that kind of thing. So yeah, keep them coming. Thank you, Sean. Speaking of Bosky is next. This is Clowny and Dan Offside, In Your Mind, Bosky remix. Bosky remix of Clowny and Dan Offside in your mind. Bearing in mind, I haven't heard the original. So basing it off this remix, I particularly liked the progression, the bass line progression, and subsequently the melody over the top of said bass progression. The reason why it was notable to me is because I couldn't preempt where you were going with it. So as a fellow producer and classically trained, I'll have a certain progression that I'll probably be presuming, and 7 times out of 10 it's correct, which is great, 'cause you're like, oh, I knew it was going to end up there. But also it's not giving me a dopamine hit like it would do or does when I hear a progression that I wasn't preempting, which is going back to what I'm saying about don't be predictable. And this track is not predictable, but it makes musical sense. And that's the end game, especially with trance. And like I'd say trance is probably one of the harder genres to do, along with like drum and bass. I mean, that's just my thoughts. But there's a lot more to consider when it comes to trance, especially because of melody, music theory, harmonies, harmonics. But this just sounds... It's weird because I was just mentioning about like little vocal hits, one shots, stuff that, you know, it just provides that frequency area and gives you something to latch onto as well while you're enjoying the rest of the track around it. I love the kind of Arabian feel and the falling of that vocal, especially like towards the end where you used like the whole of that vocal sample, which was nice that you held back on that until the end. But as I say, I don't know how much of that is in the original and if that progression was in the original as well or not. Not that it takes anything away from it at all, but I fully enjoyed it. So thanks for sending it in, Bosky. Bosky. Lads. Bosky says pretty much none, just the vocal really. Cool. Original is way different. That's brilliant. I'm sure they're really happy with that as well. That's perfect. You honestly, Bosky. How long have we been doing the demo drop now? Like, we're coming in, it's got to be 3 years soon. And you've sent stuff in since the beginning. You're like OG demo drop. And the astounding like jump that you've had in your veteran. Yeah, we've been doing it a while now. It's definitely 2 years. We're definitely heading towards 3 years now. Definitely. Your production has just got so good. I mean, you weren't shit to begin with. I think the best thing that you did was you moved your focus from making hard house to the trance stuff, which I think really suits you. It really suits you. This is it, right? He's just said, for anyone that's not watching on Twitch or watching back on YouTube, I will have been producing for 3 years on the 27th. Ha! 3 I know, and he's that good. But let this be a lesson to all of us. You put in the effort, you put in the time, you put in the commitment, this is what's going to happen. The thing is, and this is something that I was told about 5 years ago, and it stuck with me and it really helped. This is kind of like going back to, you know, a lot of this is like an AA meeting for producers. Something that really helped me was to remember that 5 years is going to go, right? Whether you like it or not, like no one's stopping time. You can't stop that. So in 5 years' time, wouldn't it be great if you had a new skill? Like in 5 years' time, if you just put in the effort, if you just put in the discipline, if you just go for it, if you just stop worrying about what people think of you and allow yourself to be vulnerable, what could you achieve if you cut out the drama, if you cut out toxic people out of your lives, if you create boundaries and truly look at your life as being finite? You're not going to be here forever. You know, you don't want to be looking back when you're in your 70s and be like, shit, if only I wasn't that worried about what other people thought of me. You know, 5 years is going to go like that. And wouldn't it be great that in 5 years' time, you've learned something that allows you to be so creative and is intrinsically linked to our mental health and could turn into a whole career? At the very least, you're going to feel better and you're going to prove something to yourself. And this doesn't need to be music production. You could stop smoking. You could stop drinking. You could start exercising. You could start meditating. In five years, you'd be a literal master at any of those things. I know you'd be a master at not smoking, but that you can not smoke for 5 years. And all of that starts with just one thing. And when you prove to yourself, probably with the smaller things first, that you can do that, it will snowball. And Bosky's done it in 3. Mate, so proud of you. So proud of you. Next up, we have got another legend. We've got Tom Berry, and this is Everything. I think it's coming out on 3-phase. Here we go. Okay, Tom Berry doesn't need any introduction. Played so much of his music over the years, and I'm definitely going to be playing this one. It's such a good track. Like, it's energy. I just need to say a massive thank you to Minister Bean BPM for resubscribing for 28 months now. I love you, mate. Thank you. Thank you. That was about 8 minutes ago, so if you're still there, thank you, mate. So again, it's such a good tune. One of the things that, if you are making bounce, that you want to like take note of to make sure that it's not going to sound monotonous like halfway through, like do some stuff like what Tom does here, where he saves stuff for near the end. I mean, this isn't just for bounce, this goes for like loads of styles of dance music or music in general. Like you want to, it's ear candy. Good music rewards listening. So it's so he's got like this semitone up with the donk. Create a bit of movement, a bit of energy, and then does a similar but not the same pattern. There, like he's just made it. He's still used the semitone system. That's what we're going to call it from now on. Semitone system. But it creates movement, like it creates energy. So yeah, like little things like that is a great idea, especially in this style of music, and variations of it as well. I also find that works really well in tech trance. I've done it in a track that I made called Quantum, which has been signed to Chris Hampshire's label. Sorry, Chris, if you're listening. Recover? My mind is my worst enemy sometimes. But in that, I did a very similar thing, albeit a lot faster, so like on 16th notes. But just changed the pattern of my bass line at different points in the track, and it creates this movement, it creates more energy, it creates interest, defines different sections. So yeah, it's just something that's it's a good thing to do. It's a good trick, if you can call it a trick. But yeah, Tom, thank you for sending it in, and thank you for being an honorary member of the Woos Society, along with myself and with Kid Dynamo, which basically means you're using woos woo in your music. The one thing I used to always say to Guy used to engineer my music like long before we were together. He used to be my engineer, and you always, without fail, asked him to put a woo in the track for me. So currently there's three of us. There's me, Kid Dynamo, and Tom Berry, our members of the Whoop crew. Woo, 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 woo. Sounded like an owl then. Vengeance whoops. Did they have whoops? Good old Vengeance sound packs. Yeah. I've never bought one. Like, I think I've just got given woos over the Woo Band clan. I've never ever bought a sample pack with woos in, to my knowledge. I think it's just one of those things that you just get given, don't you? Like, at some point between producers when you're in each of the studios and you swap samples. Oh, you collated them. Martin Easton says that he's collated them. Oh, you're going to make me go through all my old samples now. Oh my God, there is a piece of software actually. So let's just, I'll just tell you because it is helpful. There is a piece of software. Okay, I found it. I need to reinstall it on this computer actually because it was really good. So it's called Sononym. I'm going to leave the link in the chat. Now, Sononym, the reason why it's amazing is because it will search your whole computer for all of the samples that you tell it to search. You know, the directories that you tell it to look in. But you know, if you've ever like been trying to find a sound like a woo, like usually, or a kick, like usually you're going to be bound by whatever the file name was that it was saved as. That's the way that a computer usually searches for samples. So, you know, if it's just called something else, or for example, this can happen, your hard drive is corrupted, and then you manage to get stuff back. This goes for PC. I'm not sure how it works with Mac, but it's never actually lost. Like if it says it's been deleted, for example, not like corrupted, because sometimes that is unrecoverable. But so like if you think you've deleted stuff, it doesn't really delete it. It just kind of like puts it in a "Are you sure?" kind of folder, and it changes the file names like to weird squiggly lines and stuff. So like you could end up like with loads of old samples that you've managed to like rescue, but they'll all just be like weird names. So you can use something like Synonym. This isn't for that reason, by the way, but it's just an example. You just use this normally, Synonym, and what it does is it uses like AI to find sounds that sound like something else in your computer by using like listening to the timbre, the key, but doesn't need to be in the file name at all. The file name could be whatever. So you could just get one woo and then just tell it to find matches of that, and it will find every single file on your computer that's a woo or woo sounding. Like, how cool's that? And you can base it off key, you can base it off timbre, you could base it off length, you could base it off, I can't remember the other things, but it's another way of finding stuff instead of just going to our same go-to sample folders that are like our old faithfuls and playing it safe. Just think about getting that, because I think it's brilliant. So do what you want. But yeah, I liked it. I get excited over stuff like this. You know what I'm like. I want to say a big shout out to Mohammed, Kamara, and everyone else over at Way Out in Sierra Leone who are watching the show right now. For those of you that don't know, I was out in Sierra Leone in April alongside a load of other artists. And in conjunction with Last Night a DJ Saved My Life, and we were teaching DJing and music production to all of the amazing kids over at Way Out. I miss you guys so much, I really do, and I love you so much, and I hopefully will get out again soon. So I hope that you're all keeping your practice up and you're all still being creative. I had a message off Susie yesterday as well, so big hello to Susie. I hope you guys are good. Stay safe, and I love you very much. Yay! Next up, we have got we've got DJ Campbell next. Do you know what? Every time I see DJ Campbell's name, I just start, in my head, it just goes, no joking, sleeping with my eyes. Every time! I can't stop singing it. It's such a catchy song. And now we're going to have another earworm. So this one is Past Motion.
Once again, blow your mind with the rock in front. I'm keeping on with my words.
goodness, mate. Listen, Linda. You are now an honorary member of the Woo, the Woo Clan Tang Clan. You're in the club. I think there was so many woos, and I loved every single one of them. Thank you. Again, yet another great example of the bounce genre. That's what I like about tracks like these. They're not, it's like donk, bounce can be very samey, but all of the tracks that I've heard from you, they've all been significantly different, which is really difficult to do in the confines of a small genre, subgenre of dance music. Yeah, you are brilliant in my eyes. You are amazing. So you're part of the honorary Whoop crew. We need to get stickers. We need like some pins. And we need to have like a group meeting, like in secret, and have a secret handshake. I've never had a gang before. I was never allowed in them at school. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh. Please, can we have a secret gang sign for the Woo Clan gang? Okay, let me just reset. Thank you for sending this in, DJ Campbell. Guys, make sure... Stop it! Make sure you keep sending stuff in. I'm going to be playing this in my sets. If you can't see this right now because you're on Facebook, my community are putting me off right now. Doesn't take much. Stop it. Even Campbell's doing it. Whoops upside down. Oh my god, that can be like the because we've got to have like a theme tune. No, we could get every single woo using, do you remember I said to you earlier with this software, Synonym? We'll use Synonym and collectively find every single sound on all of our computers. It sounds like a woo. Put them all together, multi-sample it on a keyboard, and then just play all of them. Or then play all of them at the same time. Then it'll be woo Inception. Oh my God. See what I mean, right? You'll never ever have another boring day in your life if you become a music producer. Overload. Honestly, it's brilliant. A lot of it's like sitting in a room on your own, twiddling knobs, which is great. It is great. Making weird noises. Not that kind of twiddling knobs. But my point is, you just like, this is why I love this show as well, because all of us are in the same boat. All of us are in the same prison cell of life. It's like inside jokes constantly. Yeah. It's brilliant. I've never felt like I belong more than I do with producers. Just talking about stupid shit like this. It's everything. So yeah, we'll sort the Woo Club out. Okay, next up, we've got to move on now. We've got loads to get through. But Velasco Dominate. Here we go.
Concentrate. 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 Don't hesitate. Calculate. Then dominate. Concentrate. Don't hesitate. Calculate. Then dominate. Concentrate. Don't hesitate. Calculate. Then dominate. Concentrate. Don't hesitate.
I just want to headbutt something. Or bite someone's arm. Oh, in a really good way. In a really good way. What a tune. So, like, my initial thoughts when I very first heard it earlier was, and this is just one thing that I would change on this. I would have the kick higher in the mix, or let it cut through a lot more. And I feel, though, listening to the whole thing in context, I feel that me saying that is a subjective thing and not a technical mistake. Whereas earlier, I felt like it was a technical mistake, because logically, and it's quite a true statement to say that in dance music, everything goes around the kick. So usually the kick is the highest, the loudest sound. And then everything else is mixed around that. Bass, either at the same level or very slightly underneath the kick, but everything rides around. Everything is in relation to the kick. However, I don't know with this one. I don't know if that applies here. I think it is subjective. Like, I do. And that's why I like to make it extremely clear when I am saying anything about a tune is there's two kinds of feedback. There's technical feedback, which is what I use, which I try just to give. But if I am giving something subjective, it's just because I'm enthusiastic about it, and I'll make sure that I say this is probably just a subjective creative decision that I personally would make, which is okay too, because that's why we're all talking in the chat about stuff, because it helps us start thinking and giving us all inspiration for our own music when we go back in our own respective labs. That's why we give feedback. That's why we listen to stuff, and we use critique. Doesn't mean that the person that made it needs to listen to any of it. Not at all. A lot of the time, anything that we're thinking and what we give in terms of feedback is useful for ourselves more than anyone else. So, yeah, I just really liked it. And again, like, something simple, but it depends how long you've been producing for you, or, you know, you might not have thought about this, but if we just go back and have a listen to the rave stabs.
Concentrate.
Those ones. And then in the second half, to allow it to stop it from getting monotonous, is a very simple thing. Oh, fuck off. Why is SoundCloud such a dick? You know, it has so many pop-ups. Like, sort it out, SoundCloud. Anyway, in the second half, it just puts them up an octave, but it creates this moment. There you go. So from 2. Such a simple thing. Fuck off. I love and I hate SoundCloud in equal measures. Hello, Stefan. Yeah, it really does. And it allows everything not to get too, like, it stops you from having to take it away from the essence and the solidness of the sounds that are already there. Just use the same sound and put it up an octave. Or like we were saying last week with one of J-Can's tracks, where he says he uses a sound twice but uses them in different ways. So either uses like a sound as it is and then reverses it, or you could blur it. You could use it as a texture. You know, using the same thing. Even with kicks, use the same kick as a layer but then retune it use a pitch envelope, you know, to stop phasing and stuff, but it will work because it's from the same thing. Tarek says, I like it when you're a grumpy brummy. Thank you. Thank you. It's not grumpy, it's passion. So yeah, in summary, I love it. Thank you very much, Belasco. I hope this is the one of many tracks that we're going to get from you. Kane, thank you so much for gifting those subs. You're amazing. I really appreciate you, mate. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, massive hello to everyone in Sierra Leone. So good to know that you're in the chat. I love you guys. Next we have got John Carr, and this is Resident Evil.
Satellites show there are 4,472 humans remaining on the surface of the Earth. They will cease to exist in under 48 hours.
What do you want from me? You want me to say that you've won? You've wiped out humanity.
No, quite the opposite. I want you to stop me. I want you to stop me. There will be no survivors.
System failure.
Nicely done.
I don't trust you.
Given our history, I'd be surprised if you did. But unless you intervene, the slaughter will be complete. There will be no survivors.
How can it possibly help them?
Umbrella developed an airborne antivirus. If released, it would destroy the T-virus and anything it has infected on contact.
All this could end.
Precisely.
Where is this antivirus?
Beneath the streets of Raccoon City, in the Hive.
Why would you help me?
My programming will not allow me to harm the Umbrella Corporation, but you are bound by no such constraints.
You turn against Umbrella, against the people who created you. Why?
Get to Raccoon City in 38 hours. Make it to the Hive.
Emergency power engaged.
Okay, so what are people's thoughts on John Carr, Resident Evil? So quite a bit to unpack with this one. I think the initial ideas are really great. Really, really great. It all sounds sonically correct in terms of like frequency range. You're using the right sounds for the genre. However, the only critique, I mean, again, remember this is somewhat subjective and also from a DJ or dancer's perspective. I mean, you could have different mixes of this track. One thing is, I think that the breakdown is far too long, but I know why you're doing it, because it builds suspense. But it would be far too long to have that on a dance floor. But I could see a version of that where that would be great. You know, if there was some kind of video in that. Yeah, it would be a really good intro. Yeah, exactly. The other thing is, I think that it's not found its identity yet in terms of where are we at with this? Because it's Resident Evil. Resident Evil conjures up evil. Look at synonyms for the word evil, like sinister, dark, evil. So sound selection around, zombies, vampires, witches, warlocks, interdimensional aliens that won't leave me alone, says Say Ehub. I know, right? If you know, you know. Those are areas you could think about when finding sounds and techniques that will express those emotions and that paint that picture of evil, of sinister, of darkness. However, with that said, Martin says the disparity in the whole thing lacks cohesion, therefore makes it hard to transmit feeling. Yeah, so it leaves the listener a little bit conflicted. There are some little areas in there. There was some, like in the fills, there was like these kind of like electro-y, hard styley kind of like gnarly sounds in there, which were helping. But then you go back to this bam, 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 and the offbeat. I think if you just added more staccato, bow, 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 you know, those kinds of things, and more like dark synth noises with pitch bends in there, you know, and used and expressed Resident Evil in those kind of ways, it would make it have much more identity. But I don't know how long John's been producing for, but I think that it would tie it all in nicely to do that. Because at the moment it's and there's, you know, this is, again, I'm just saying this is like a personal opinion. You could also argue that the fact that it's Resident Evil and then it's bounce is the point, because it's kind of ironic. So I love it either way. I think that there are some really good ideas in this, and I think it's very well produced. And I know that if you just put a little bit more time into expressing around that notion of darkness, of evil, of that kind of stuff, it will just bring it in together. I did it with a track of mine called 13. I ended up just calling it 13 before it even made the track. We did it live on Twitch. Some of you will remember, and I just went, oh, I'm going to call it 13, because sometimes I do have an issue of, I have this exact issue where I'm like, I don't have a real goal in mind for this track, and you know, it which is great in terms of it can be blue sky thinking and all the rest of it, but it does need to be balanced with having a goal, having some kind of focus. And for me, I just called the track 13. So 13 was conjuring up witches, and the ride at Alton Towers 13, and sinister, very similar to this. So it was allowing me to make more stylistic or choices. It reined in the choices that I was going to make to go around this feeling of 13. And I ended up like using contact, like choirs, strings, and it was a lot more cinematic in the sounds that were being used than it would have been if I hadn't have just had this goal in mind. So, you know, it can be really helpful. It can be really helpful to think about the story behind the project. So, okay, Danny, see you later. But yeah, that's literally just me recommending, or just, you know, putting in a bit of input. But I really appreciate you sending it. It's such a vulnerable thing to send in music, but I will really urge you, John, to send in some more, because I thought it was great. I think there are some really good ideas in there. So yeah, thank you. Hello, Rob. Oh, did Becky bring you? Yay! I'm seeing Becky next week. Okay, so next up we have got HyperX Boom Boom. My goodness, HyperX Poom Poom. Mate, fair play for getting fart sounds in a track and doing it with aplomb. That's amazing. Like, it works. It works. It's got signed today. Good. I'm really happy about that. Because it's a risk, isn't it? It's a risk to do something like that. You think, well, people get it. Does it matter? Does it matter? Not really. I was hoping for a big meaty one for the finale, says Kid Dynamo. Yeah, was it sampled? Yeah, a lot of sounds, Foley sounds, like it will sound good, like natural sound. It's very natural sound, but you know it works, especially with the advances with synths now, putting audio in oscillators and using like wavetable synthesis, granular synthesis on a fart, like all of the stuff that you can do to shape the sound, and like so it's almost unrecognizable or completely unrecognizable if you wanted to. But the fact that you can tell that it's a fart when you're using it in the fills. One thing I'd say in terms of the vocal, I couldn't hear it very clearly, and I can see by the waveform you've got a lot of headroom. You've got significant amount of headroom. I think that the vocals need to be brought up a bit more. Any effects that you've got on them, maybe like make them parallel so it's not drowning out the whole of the solidity of that vocal, or double them, because we need to hear. We need. Does it? I can't wait to hear the mastered version. Yeah, that's the only thing, and it's a technical thing, because I wanted to hear I needed to hear what it was saying. That's brilliant. You've reminded me of something that me and my mate Jackie used to do. Oh, right. So years ago, me and Jackie, we would go to like parties. We'd go to like after parties. And then like there'd be, I always used to be on the decks, like constantly. I would just be mixing after parties for like a day, like with all my mates. at someone's like house party or whatever. And one of the things I used to do when someone would eventually drag me off the decks and I was not happy about it, me and my mate, we used to set up on one of the channels on the mixer. Like I'd put my phone and pretend that I was putting it on charge. And on my phone, I'd have an album that Jackie bought me, and it was called Farts and Burps, the album. Like, and it was an hour. It was an hour of like burps, or it was an hour of farts. But it would be quiet for ages in between. And then like there'd just be this. So what I would do at these parties when eventually someone took me off the decks, I would set it up. I'd always have a phono to audio jack cable with me, and I would just put it near the decks out of sight and put it on one of the like channels on the end, and like someone would be having a mix, and then in the breakdown when it hit right, it would just be like and we'd be pissing ourselves like while having a conversation at the other side of the room. They're like, what? What's going on? And one person didn't find it funny, so one person got well pissed off with me. But it was, yeah, like we used to do it all the time. Honestly, after parties with me and Jackie were just amazing. Oh, so much fun. But yeah, it just reminded me of that. Thank you so much, HyperX, for sending this in. Like, it's such a well-made track. And I think this is kind of like something that you've allowed yourself to do now, is like, because you obviously got to a stage with your music production where you know you can do it and you know you can make it a great track. That's when we feel that we can take more creative risks or be a bit silly, because you know that this is a track that stands up. You know, no one can argue that. It's a great track. And so it kind of gives you, it gives us free reign to like be silly with stuff if we know the rest of the track's, you know, good quality. But yeah, honestly, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for sending it in. Really appreciate it. Next up, we have got Kid Dynamo, and this is Don't Hold Back. Jake. Kid Dynamo, Take a Bow. Yeah, I especially liked those like gated vocal one-shot things there that you've got. It's like a percussive loop. Really, really nice. I'd love a vocal on it, like a rap vocal or something. But as it stands, like, it's yet another really good tune, obviously. And there were some kind of like disguised woos in there. They weren't so obvious, but they were still there. Hidden in plain sight. So yeah, it's brilliant. Can always count on Jake to bring the noise. Absolutely. It was an not a woo. There are woos, exactly. There were. Listen, let's find them. Definitely sounds in there as well. There we go. I heard one in that break there. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. Like on the second listen to it, I like it even more now. Yeah. It's different. It's different to your other stuff. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to play it. I'm definitely going to play that. Definitely. Guys, make sure you go and give Kid Dynamo a follow over on SoundCloud as well, please. He's using hoovers? What? No! Not in Hard House. Imagine that. Imagine putting a hoover in Hard House. Hello, Hartshorn. Yeah, hoovers are back. They never went away for us, but hoovers are back. Woovers. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked it, mate. It's, again, thank you so much for sending it in. Thank you for sending it to me so that I can play it as well. Thank you. Okay, next. We've got Twiddle and Polyester Flares.
Just the other day, I was walking down the street, and him, my friend, my party, I did meet. He was walking down the street, kind of debonair. He was bossing his brand new polyester flare. Polyester flare.
There we go, twiddle polyester flares. I never knew that that's what it says. Unless it sounds like it says polyester flares. Yeah, I've not heard, a few people said they've not heard that vocal, that sample for a long time. I think it was in some like Sharp Boys stuff. Hip Operation was another track that used it. But I've not heard it like used in a full, like the full thing, or what I'm presuming is the full thing. It worked really well. Because it kind of like, it's kind of not nostalgic without ever hearing the track before. Yeah, Hip Operation from the old Speed Garage days. Like, there's probably loads of different kinds of tracks where that's been used. But yeah, it works really well in this style. It's very untidy. Groove. I call it like groovy hard house. I will definitely be playing this in my like warm-uppy, groovier sets. I love it. Oh, there he is. Hello, Perkmeister. Yeah, I love it. I really do. I think it's great. I love this style on you when you send these tracks you've made under your guise twiddle. I love it. And the fact that you're making it slower, you've got so much more room then for the groove. And yeah, it's a really, really, really good track. I really liked it. Thank you. Thank you for sending it in. Kane, thank you for gifting a sub there to Perkmeister. Perkmeister, now we are 9 months deep. That's a Twitch baby now. So I'm going to call... I've got the perfect name. I'm going to call our Twitch baby Twiddledee. Were there some woos in that one? We had some woos in there. Okay, so you can be in the Wu Tang clan that we're making. Anyone that puts woos in their songs gets to be in our new group, Cult. religion. Yeah, lived it. And there wasn't loads going on, so I could hear the vocal properly. You know, everything was in there supposed to be in there. You're not cluttering it up with stuff. Nice groove. Really, really good. I loved the kick. Kick was cutting through nice. So yeah, thank you, mate. Next up, we've got Quentin Newman, and this is Lightspeed. Human and Lightspeed. Really, really nice melodic lines in that and bass progression. Great expression. I especially like the slowing down and the slight speeding up before going back into the drop. I think it was really well done. I think that the progressions, the melodic resolutions that you were making in between each section were great. I couldn't preempt them. So this is obviously somebody with music theory knowledge, without a doubt. There was some real moments in this, at least 2, possibly 3. Yeah. So it's not different time signatures, but I know where you're getting at there, Matt. It was different tempo. It was all in 4/4, but I get what you mean. Yeah, so it's good though, isn't it, Matt? Like that, you know, you use tempo in order to create expression in that way. It worked really, really well. From what I'm used to, Quentin's in the chat on Twitch. Yay! I really tried to work out the bass line. Really proud of the result. Yeah, I think you've done really well. You might find that there might be a couple of, or one change where you could like bring more elevation to it. I'll explain where. That one. So it's in the second group of 4 bars. That one, there will be another harmonic of that root note where that will sit differently. However, in saying that, it resolves. So because of the resolution, it kind of allows, and sometimes that dissonance is good because it makes us sit up and listen and be like, well, where is this going? So it's not even like something that you necessarily need to change from a technical aspect. It's just personal choice. But I think if you went into that, you could probably find another one of the harmonics of that root note that would sound even better. But like I say, it doesn't take away anything from the track at all. I loved it. It's so complicated to do bassline progressions around melodies and counter melodies. It's a lot, and there's a lot of movement in that. So you've done really, really well. Yeah. The other thing, and this is most likely a personal stylistic thing, I think the kick could be tighter, a little bit tighter, or layered with a click possibly, just to get it, you know, a little bit. But I think that I'm coming from my background when I say that, as in, you know, being more hard dance. But yeah, I think that would really help. And maybe some pads. I don't know if you've probably got some pads in here already, like, but yeah. You know, I mean, anything I say is probably it's my own style that's gonna be talking here. Maybe some more like effects and textures. Like it's not at all what it needs. It's subtle. Yeah, exactly. There is a lot going on in the mix. What I'm saying could probably just like muddy the whole thing up. I think it just sounds good as it is. But well done. Like, I'll remember this one. I'll remember it. It's brilliant. So guys, make sure you go and follow Quentin. I've never met a Quentin before. There used to be a Quentin in a book series that I used to read as a kid. I think it was The Famous Five. It was either The Famous Five or it was The Secret Seven, and it had an Uncle Quentin in it. So is that you? You, him. I know a Quentin now. That's brilliant. Yeah, honestly, mate, please keep sending them in. So thank you and welcome. Welcome to the demo drop. 50 Shades of Woo. That's what we can call it. There is Quentin SoundCloud again, guys. Go give him a follow. I was going to say as well, there's another guy who sends in stuff, which your music reminds me of. Which is Wilson Serrano. I don't know if he's in tonight, but he usually sends stuff in. And your style of trance really, really reminds me of his. So I don't know if you guys want to, get in contact with each other or send each other music, because I think that would be really good for you both. Yeah, I loved it. Thank you. Next, we've got Adam Taylor, who's done a remix of Ali and Fila, We Control the Sunlight. There we go. Adam Taylor remix of an epic trance tune. We Control the Sunlight. Yeah, really nice version of a classic. Yeah, really super tight production. Really nice. Again, a lot of the stuff that I get sent by Adam, I'm just always playing it. And this is a really good thing to do if you're wanting to get traction, exposure, whatever we want to call it, is to do some remixes. You know, take the pressure off yourself. Because the good thing about when you're doing a remix is, especially when you enter like remix competitions and stuff, you'll get all the parts. So you get to see how a track is constructed by having the deconstructed versions of it, the MIDI files, stems, project files, if you're lucky. You know, it all helps you to reverse engineer what's going on. And then it helps you to finish a track quicker. And also, not only that, people are going to pick up on it easier if you're looking to get more known as a producer, if it's a remix. Because it's something they're already... I know this is probably obvious, but it's not always obvious, or sometimes we just need reminding of that. So Mark says... Where do I source parts for remixes and bootlegs? A good place to start is Ask Touring. Ask your mate producers. Enter remix competitions. So go on record labels, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. A lot of them regularly do remix competitions. Even if you don't enter the competition, just get the parts. Get hold of the parts. Then you've got like good samples. You've got, you know, you start getting like your own folder full of decent samples. Or at least, like I say, learning how to, the deconstruction of a track that's already finished. And it can be really helpful, even more helpful than just having a reference track in your project to kind of like gauge arrangement from, or when certain instruments and things are coming in and out, what's happening in a track. You know, when you've got the actual stems, the separate parts, the MIDI files, the one-shots, the vocal, the dry vocal, the wet vocal. And you can start to understand what is being put onto the sounds as well. It can be massively helpful. It demystifies it. And then also, you know, you can enter the competition. If you don't win the competition, then you can put it up as a free download on SoundCloud. Send it in here. We'll play it. Doesn't FL Studio have a new feature that AI breaks out stems from audio? Apparently so, yes. I've not looked at it yet. But again, I've not looked at it yet. There are loads of programs that are offering this now, where it will take a WAV and then break it into stems. Rekordbox have got a feature now. Serato have had it for a while in terms of like doing live DJing. I think the results have been very dramatically different. Very dramatically different. Have you just found my remix parts for Rush on Me? Yeah, Mark, they should be there somewhere. Yeah, like the stems thing, like I think some people have had really good results, but I think it's dependent on the source file. Well, I know it will be dependent on the source file. So, you know, and also like just use it sparingly. I mean, I can't have too much of an opinion on it yet because I've not used the FL Studio version. Something that, and I've spoke about this before, something that you used to be able to do was with like old CD-ROMs or is it CD-ROM for like Xbox, old Xbox discs? And with like a game such as Rock Band. So there was a time on the internet quite a while ago, probably about 10 years ago, when things weren't so difficult to source, that I came across a load of studio quality stems, and looking into it, I think that where it came from was someone literally getting the Rock Band files, music files from that game, and separating those stems, because obviously you've got the drum parts, you had the guitar parts, you had the vocal parts. They were already on this disc studio quality as stems. So obviously I downloaded everything. I don't know if you could still get them. I can't remember where I got them from, but yeah, it was a time to be alive. But yeah, I think they're OGG files, something like that. But yeah, you can get stems, you can get remix parts from lots of different places, but try and source them legally if possible. There you go. Next, Neil, Lee McNeil, and this is Don't Let Her Slip Away, and it's for Wendy. Here we go.
to my past to watch that burn. Put your blade to my throat, you hold it firm. No. But you are the temple where I used to learn. Personal trainer to make me feel the burn. Now I don't let love slip away. Now I don't let love slip away. And I don't let love slip away. And I don't let love slip away. Slip away. Slip away. Slip away. Slip away. Now I don't let love slip away. Now I don't let love slip away. And I don't let love slip away. And I don't let love slip away. Now I don't let love slip away. Now I don't let love slip away. And I don't let love slip away. And I don't let love slip away.
What? Lee McNeil, I can't even look at you right now. This so well produced. So nice. Lush pads. Like very airy. Really, really, really good. Really good. Lovely piano. Great outro. Kept it moving along nicely. Oh, mate. So good. So well produced. Wow. $279 followers on SoundCloud right now. Get following. Come on. This is a travesty. Should be at least 1 million followers right now. This is epic. Epic tunage. Get with the program. Come on. This is why I love doing this show, because there's so many of you who are so fucking talented. So talented. And you need to get out there. You need to have more fuss made out of you. We've had so many who thought that their music wasn't up to scratch, and it's been signed after this show. Like, I really, really, really hope that more people take this format and do their own versions of it, because I know how much it helps. Yeah, really, really like that, mate. Last but not least, we have got Mark Allen, and this is Say Something. Mark Allen, take a bow, mate. Loved it. Some real moments in that as well. Again, just so well put together. The layers, the melody, your riff, the counter melodies, the way you've got it all slotting in. Everything's got its space, and the kick's still coming through nice. Like, what? Wow. The vocal on it. Oh, so emotive. So emotive. Really, really, really nicely done. I think that one is... I don't know if it's signed or not. But go and check out... Go and check out Mark Allen Music. 59 followers. What is going on, chat? Come on. Another one that deserves 1 million followers. At least. At least. It's just so good. Such a good track. Well, do you know what? A lot of the time, like Guy, for example, Guy doesn't even have a page on Facebook or whatever. I think he's got like a SoundCloud. Well, I know he has, but never updates it. Like there is like a part of like, I think the rule is have it out there. But when you're a proper artist and you're working away, you know, on your own, just doing the thing you're supposed to be doing, you haven't got time to mess around with social media. You haven't got time to, like, you know, that's just an extra thing. So I like this show to be at least a little bit of a help in taking that need to have to do all of that stuff. Because a lot of you are very shy, introvert people. And it's difficult to give a shit about doing social media when all you want to do is make music. I get it. But come on, guys. Get following. I loved that. I loved it. I was choking up. And when music can move you like that, you know you're doing something right. Amazing. And I will echo what Kid Dynamo said there. It's just been such good, such great production standards right now. But remember, like, we'll take stuff that needs, you know, if you've got a work in progress or whatever, as long as it's listenable, you know. And if it's not, I'll always give some feedback to help you to get to a point where, you know, it will be listenable and we can put it on the show. Because I'm aware that, like, when you put stuff out there, once it's out there, it's done. So it's out. You can't suck it back in. So I'm always really, really sensitive with, you know, if it needs a bit more work to be listenable. Because if there's something that's technically off, that's all that you're going to focus on when you listen to it. So I'll always give, like, some feedback in that sense before it gets played. But very rarely this is ever happening because the standard is just amazing. And the other thing as well is, you know, there isn't a problem if you use an engineer. That's okay. Like, you can use an engineer and still have your track on here. A lot of people use engineers. They put in the creative ideas and use an engineer for a number of reasons. But yeah, please keep sending your music in, guys. Thank you again for yet another amazing show. It's been emotional, literally. I really appreciate it. If you're over on Twitch, stay where you are, because we're going to go over and see. Who we're going to see? Ooh, we'll go and see Gooder. He'll be whacking out the drum and bass right about now. It's my day off tomorrow. I've got a student in, so I will be busy teaching, and I'll be back on Thursday for Thursday Thumpers, of course. So yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to send it. No, thank you, Richie. Don't forget to send in your stuff. If you make music, send it in. You got all the details. If you don't need them, just send me a message. I love you too, Bosky. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Bye.